Morning.
Hi.
Almost.
I know, right? Just having some technical difficulties for a second on my computer. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And see me? Okay, great. All right. I'm going to move stuff around a little bit. I'm going to put myself on mute just for a second. All right. Okay, we're good. I had my first ever, I'm going to mute you for a second. Unmute. Oh, okay. I had my first ever making homemade meatballs in the oven, and then prior to class starting, like 15 minutes, like them dripping and stuff out of the oven, and then like the smoke alarm was about to go off. I was like, oh, that'll be an interesting one in the middle of my class.
Exactly. That'd be interesting.
I don't think I've ever done anything like that. Like I just threw them in like thinking, oh, I'll get two birds. No. Don't do two things with what, like, don't, however you say that saying, right? Like, it's like just constant one thing. I was laughing. I was like, that's the spirit telling me, like, just do that after or 5 hours before.
Yeah. Sometimes your train of thought gets broken. Somebody will talk to you, or you'll think about something and it breaks your train of thought.
It's so true. And it's like the lengthening of the concept of like the lengthening of the mind and the spirit. And why we do this, you know, it's like, it's funny, but it's something so simple, you know. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do those two things at one time, Henry. Like, just stay in the spirit where you are. All right. Hi, Betty. Hi, Marianne. Welcome, guys, to class. Lengthen and strengthen. Make sure you guys have a mat, please. If you do have a couch nearby or a wall, please grab that. We're going to use it for actually two different things. So we do some fun stuff. My computer's acting funny today. Just bear with me. I don't know why. It's sometimes technology. All the things that happen at home, right?
Yep.
What a beautiful morning it was today. Did everybody get outside this morning? Absolutely
No,
beautiful.
Windows open. I'm in the bedroom and I got the windows open.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful out.
Gonna get hot in the next few days again.
I just heard that. Someone said 90 because I was like, oh, we should open the windows. And they were like, I would not do that quite yet.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize it was going to get warm. Okay. All right. Grab your water. Again, make sure you guys have a mat. We're just going to start actually on the ground. Today is supposed to be lengthen and strengthen. Oh, a foam roller. If you have one, you don't have to use it, but we will use a foam roller for a little bit today. This is a little bit different than Mobility Monday, so remember that. We'll do more foam rolling on Wednesdays. What does your shirt say? Chaos what?
KS coordinator.
Oh, that's amazing.
I got this at Walmart.
That's amazing. How are we doing, everybody, today? Hope everything's doing well. Midweek, right? Midday, midweek. Thanks for coming to Lengthen and Strengthen. I'm going to give it about 3 more minutes. People usually, yep, there's Tree. People usually hop on kind of a few minutes before, so we'll let it go till right at noon to start. I should be spotlighted to you, so I should appear like kind of as a highlight video. Great. And then also when class does start, I will mute everyone just for feedback purposes. Otherwise, you guys can come off mute if you want to right now. Staying home, saving. Oh, I like that. That's beautiful. I love to see everybody's pictures. And Betty, are you trying to have me guess where you are in this picture now? I said Michigan last time, but I thought it was like the Greek Isle. So I'm going to go with somewhere like not near here. How about like the Bahamas? Anybody who's welcome in their class? Betty, I try to guess. I feel like this is a new like episode of like, where is Betty? Like, where's Waldo? Where's Betty now? She'll tell me. Michigan. It's Michigan again. Oh my gosh, I should have guessed Michigan. Michigan, who knew? What beautiful lakes.
I was going to say Hawaii.
Yeah. I mean, my gosh. One, you're an amazing photographer, whoever's taking these pictures. Betty, if it's you, wonderful. If it's someone else, that's amazing. And who would have thought that's Michigan? Wow. Wow. Okay. Absolutely beautiful. Sleeping Bear National Park. I didn't even know that. I don't ever heard of that before. Hi, Donna. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. And I have 2 Mary Anns. I'm excited. If I have double Mary Ann, I'm going to be excited. I don't know if you know you're on twice, but you are there twice, Mary Ann.
I can't seem to get in to see any pictures of anybody. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, can you see me?
No, I don't see anyone. My internet wasn't working this morning, so I don't know. But I'm on my iPhone.
Down on the bottom, it should say stop video or start video. If you click and like see some things along the buttons on the bottom, it might like have a microphone and then a camera.
Oh, I don't see anything. I'm trying, but.
Okay, no problem.
The only one now, Marianne.
Now you're just one.
But I'm not sure how to see anybody, but.
Yeah, you're on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, a lot of times if you just click the actual picture of me or yourself, and then at the bottom there'll be like a little scroll bar, like it'll just be sitting right on the thing. A lot of times you'll have like a camera. No.
I can't see anything.
Okay, okay. No problem. We're gonna get started, no problem. You can hopefully be able to trust my voice a little bit. We're gonna do a lot of lengthening moves and strengthening. If you can't see me, I understand if you have to not, I get that. But
I can't even mute you, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. I'm gonna mute everyone just because it's gonna start class. So I'm gonna get everyone muted. And if everybody wants to come to the back of the class, come towards your mat. See if we're gonna hop on. So I forget people I don't have to let in. I keep thinking I have to. All right, you guys. Come to the mat, please. We're gonna start in a child's pose, but it's more of a closed child's pose. If you can, sit here like this on your knees. If not, you can go into the wide child's pose, and or we're just going to start down towards the bottom. You can also be in a seated position. I want to show you. If you have knee issues, you can sit in a seated position, and we're just going to kind of make a cave inside of ourselves. So wherever you want to do that, you can either be seated, you can be on your knees, or you can be in a child's pose. That's up to you. So I'm going to keep my knees together. My toes are tucked under, and I'm going to totally wrap myself into myself. Tuck in my chin to chest, arms go towards the back of the room. And we're just going to hold here. Let your head fall, let your neck fall. I want you to think about lengthening your neck and lengthening your head towards the mat. Even if you're seated, we're going to stay here for a minute. Today, we're going to do a lot of different intervals within about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. And a lot of peace and silence. Let's make an intention to heal the mind, heal the spirit, heal the body. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth to get started. Give me 3 of your best breaths. So inhale in through the nose. Just slowly roll up. Bring the legs to one side if you're not already seated. Otherwise, come to a seated position. Shoulders are back and down. We're going to lengthen the neck, the arm, and through towards the hip. So we're going to take this hand to the ground. We're going to take our ear towards our shoulder and slowly bring towards the back and bring this arm all the way up, reaching past that ear, biceps at the ear, reaching past to hold. Now I want you to take a deep breath in and lengthen. As you breathe, amazing healing breaths. One more in and all the way over and hold. Set the intention of lifting your heart to the sky. Shoulders are away from the ears. Brace that core. Allow a stretch through the hip. Let that hip get heavy. For 5, 3, and slowly release to the other side. Take a nice inhale in to the center. Take ourselves together. We're going to take our hand down towards the ground. Lean, watch, I wanted to go all the way over. Actually try to bring your ear towards your shoulder first, then thumb towards the back of the room, coming towards the back of the neck, bring it all the way over. For a nice stretch, you should feel this through the fingertips, all the way through that hip. On the other side, think about making a cross section with your body. Inhale in. Each time, maybe your forearm is able to come a little closer to the ground. And come all the way back up and release. Wonderful. Let's lengthen our arms all the way to the side. Wiggle the fingers to the side. You're in a T position. Breathe in, bringing it all the way up to the I position. What that means is you're making like a letter I with yourself. The shoulders away from the ears, lengthen through the spine. Allow your biceps to come towards your ears. We did this the other day, and this is not easy. I think it was last Wednesday or the Wednesday before. No, I wasn't here last Wednesday before. Biceps at the ears. This is a stability and flexibility move to gauge how flexible your arms and shoulders and upper body are. If you start to arch your back, allow yourself some grace and space and breathe. Bring it forward a little bit, release. This should be fairly difficult. Bring it all the way back, some towards the back, shoulders a watch. You're not like this. Bring them down away from the ears, brace the core, watch. Bring them biceps to ears with leaving your shoulders down. This takes a lot of strength. And breathe. Release and melt it down, all the way down. Wonderful. All right, we're gonna go back in. We're gonna come from here to the T. And now I want us to take and strengthen ourselves all the way, core is straight, core is tight, and we're looking towards the side. Bring it all the way through, keeping your arms out to the side. Balance yourself, brace yourself. Shoulders back and down. And a slight twist to the other side. I'm gonna go a little bit smoother, a little bit more on the rotation, but protect the spine by letting your neck follow and eyes follow that hand. Lengthen these arms, guys. Make sure, wiggle your fingers if you need it, a slight elbow bend if needed. Wash out that center of your body. And release. All right, shake it out. Your arms should be kind of tired after that for a second, so don't be surprised if they are. Deep breath in. Lengthen our legs out. Feet are up. Your feet should be facing me, okay, if possible. So your toes are up. You're gonna bring our feet together. We did this a long time ago. We're gonna try it again and see how tight we are in our hips. So sit on your sit bones, sit yourself straight up. We're gonna try to rotate from your hips with your heels, if possible, staying together or at least pretty close together, and bring your pinky toes towards the bottom of the mat while sitting up straight. Try not to let yourself hunch, okay? Try to brace the core, sit through, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Release it back up. Point and flex for me for 4, 3. Your mobility in those ankles, so important. And now we're gonna go back out, rotating from the hips. Do you feel that in here? Good, for 3, 2, 1, bring it in, shake out those knees, and point, and flex, and point, and flex, and point, flex, and point, and flex. Last time, sit up. I went like this. You want to sit up tall, right? Recheck yourself. Either heels together. Cause a little bit of stirring motion. Yeah, stir yourself up a little bit. Boost that inside by holding 5 seconds longer than you want to. 5, 3, and now slowly bring it in and release. All right, shake it out. Now we're gonna walk ourselves out. This time, bring our arms all the way up for a second, and I want us to tip forward from the hip, grab towards the ankles. You do not have to touch the toes or the heels, wherever you can grab. You can also sit right at the shins. But I do want you to tuck your chest, please. Chin right to the chest. Round that back and hold. Now, you do also not have to lock out your knees. You can leave a slight micro bend in the knee. You're tipping forward from your hip. You're allowing your eye gaze to come towards the mat. I'm talking to you just so you can hear me, but that doesn't mean you have to look in the camera. I want your eye gaze at the mat. Your eye gaze is at the mat. Your chin is tucked to your chest. And I want you to take it 1 inch further. Inhale in and exhale. You should have an audible breath. That means you should be able to hear your breath. So let's try 3 total. Last time, inhale in and release. All right, slowly roll yourself back up. Come to a seated position. This time, whoa, watch. Our toes are to come towards each other. We're not rotating at the knee joint, okay? We're through the hips. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your quad, squeeze those glutes, brace the core, and bring your big toes together. Any pain, knife-like or sharp, don't do. Otherwise, release. Take a deep breath in and go back in. And hold. What if I ask you to please point and flex while you're here? Oh my gosh, you feel that opening up? Like you might even have some kind of weird feelings going on up in your hip flexors. Don't do it if it's painful, but if you can just go light, barely, like barely pointing and flexing. Now release, shake it out. One more. and release. Wonderful. All right, let's shake that out. Let's go into our seated pose. For our hips, please. We know how this goes. If you're familiar with class or been here before, it's nothing new to you. Bring this knee and foot in towards the body. This one's gonna come up over, or you can stay on the ground. We're gonna go into somewhat of a lotus position. You can walk that leg out if you need to. We are not going anywhere for a very long time, so get comfortable. Find wherever your pushing point is and try to stay there and focus, whether that's setting this leg up onto your thigh or onto the floor, or you can be in a seat, right? You can do this in a chair. Being on the ground is not always easy for everybody, and I don't take that for granted when I'm teaching this class. So if you want to do this sitting in a chair, you can absolutely do that. Modifications for moves are, to me, the amazing part of self-care for myself and for you guys. This space we talk about every week should be less and less. If you can bring this leg up a little bit and meet somewhere in the middle, all I want you to do right now is shift your hips towards the front, hands go to the side. And where are we gonna walk them? Okay, now, you feel that little point? All of a sudden we got a little more intense, yes or no? Now, what if you were to walk a little bit further? You do not have to. You can stay just where you were. But I would like you, if you are going to, start to tuck your chin to chest and not look at me. But walk yourself forward because we're not going anywhere for almost 90 seconds. Lengthening to strengthen is about getting ourselves longer, right? More movement, more ability to get ourselves to the point that we can become more flexible. Less away from injury, right? We want to get away from injury. The only way to do that is to lengthen your mind's perspective of where you're at. So take a deep breath in because you got another minute. Whether it's holding here or it's in a seated position, concentrate on your breath. One last inhale in and release. Let's slowly rise ourselves, take ourselves out of the bind safely, grab a hold of the shin or right in this area underneath the thigh if possible. Take those legs in front. You can shake them out a little bit if you need to. Give yourself a little bit of this massage into the calves for a second. Kind of use your fingertips and your hands. You're going to switch to the other side. When you're ready, seated or not seated, that's up to you. You're going to bring this leg in. You're going to cross that over. This step makes me thirsty. You're going to cross the step over. Get yourself situated. We have about a good, I'd say about 45 seconds before you're in for the big work. So I say get yourself situated. So is that like finding your sit bones? Is that finding your PowerPoint of what your hands want to do? Is that giving yourself a break? Find where it's a little bit past that comfort level without being painful, please. One side will for sure, majority of us, I should say, be tighter than the other. So don't be surprised, like for me, again, every time. And it seems like I work on this side more, but it's almost like I need to work on this side more, I'm realizing, because this side stays tight. So allow yourself that grace, allow yourself that healing process, to allow yourself to not push into the move, but to truly melt into whatever position feels most like it almost takes your breath away. Take a nice deep breath in, hands to the side. And if you want some more, there's no trophy being given for going more forward, okay? I really need you to hear me in that. The modification is you can stay up. And I'll tell you what, there's some real kind things that happen in modification for yourself. So you be where you need to be for you. Otherwise, tuck that chin to chest. If you want a little bit of a stretch that's a little bit deeper for you, maybe that's where you are today. But please safely round that spine down towards the mat. Brace that core as you fall forward. What if in like gonna strengthen, you strengthened your breath? Meaning, can you come in for 4? And then release for 4. One of you came in through the nose and released through the mouth. You're here for another 15 seconds. For 3, 2, slowly roll up to sitting. Grab onto that shin, right between the calf, safely pace that leg down. Please bring your knees in for a big hug. Take these arms out to that T, wrap them around yourself, tuck the chin and hold. Before we stand up, we're gonna do a bit of some strengthening in the back. So I want you to come to the side, please rest yourself back onto your back. We're gonna do some bridge positions. So what that means is we're gonna keep our feet squared onto the ground, hips squared to the ceiling, a little bit of space in between those knees. Palms are gonna face the ceiling. We're gonna walk our shoulder blades underneath. And we're gonna slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time, pressing those hips towards the ceiling, bracing the core and squeezing the bottom. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly release all the way back down. Brace that core again, squeeze that bottom and roll it all the way to the top and hold. Chin is tucked to chest, shoulder blades are under. You can close your eyes. But what if I ask you to pulse at the top and pulse, 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 squeezing your glutes. If this bothers your knees, you could take yourself back down, release it and go back up. For 3, for 2, and release. Bring those knees in. You don't have to bring the chin or head off right now, just bring them in. Kind of let our legs kind of fall away from our body. Kick just a little bit, just light, nothing crazy, nothing too intense. Slowly drop those feet back onto the ground. If this is where you are today, I want you to lengthen through the spine. Strengthen yourself by squeezing your core, bracing yourself all the way to the top while the bottom is staying squeezed. So your cheeks, right? These are staying as tight as possible. I always say, if you have to feel it, you do, because here's the thing. Make sure they're ignited on. Make sure your knees are not taking this. For 3, 2, go halfway down. Don't go all the way down. Raise that core and go right back up. We're going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly release back down. Bring those knees into the chest, hold. Let's give ourselves a little bit of shake again, just a little kick. If you want, you could take your knees wide to just a little bit, kick a little bit wide if that's where you can be today. We're gonna go right back in this last time. Please anchor those heels into the ground. Brace that core. Palms, please face them up this time. Shoulder blades are tucked under, ears and shoulders are not together. There's a lot to think about for a reason. When you are set, please raise yourself off with total control of that core and your bottom. Pretend like you're squeezing a yoga block between your knees or something right between your knees. So you're keeping your knees in line with the hips and ankles and toes. Nothing moves. You hold for 5, 3, and release. Wonderful. Bring those knees in again, shake them out, or when you're ready, roll your chin to chest. While we're up here, let's lengthen the time we stay here. I'm going to trick you with all these little words. I'm going to use the tricks, right? So how about we leave our shins parallel to the floor? We tuck our chin to chest and we hold. And now we pulse. Option, we need to place the feet down. What if for 10, palms up? And what at each contraction, you start to exhale, allowing your breath to be strengthened with this move. Now down, palms. Anytime you need a break, what do? You just come right back in. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Lengthen that body all the way, feet to toes, all the way to the fingertips. Stretch as far as you can safely. Hold here for 30 seconds. Nothing more than a body stretch. If you want to point and flex your toes, you can. If you want to open and close your fist, you can. Or just stay completely still for another 10 seconds. And slowly roll to one side, coming into a seated position when you can, pushing up with one side, safely coming all the way up. We're going to walk towards the back of the mat. Because we're going to do a lengthening core move right now. So I want us to be down into a little teeny tiny position like this. Heels are off the ground if possible. If you can, we're going to walk ourselves out into a plank position. Your hands are under the shoulders. Feet are right outside the hips or close together. That's up to you. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Get the core on fire. Clawing through the fingertips. Release the knees down. Give yourself a break, come onto the forearms, release the wrist. You roll back up, we're only doing this for 3 times. Squeeze the elbows towards the body. Tuck the toes if you can. You either can lift those knees off or go into a full plank position. Lengthen the body, neck all the way down to the feet. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release back. Another option is to sit back or go into a low squat. You can also sit back on like this if that's easier for you. Kind of almost like a crow position. And now, wherever you are, I want you to walk back out, please, to that plank. So wherever you are, go back into the plank position. When you're set, arms facing me, shoulders locked in, right above the hands, eye gaze at the ground. For 10, 9, 8, you got this. The mat seems close, but don't go there yet. 3, 2, 1, safely land and release. Okay, wowzers, right? If you can, please come and meet me in a seated squat position and or this kind of like crow position where we're more leaning on, or you can come back into the squat position. We're gonna hold here for a while. So you can either have your feet as wide as the mat, if this is somewhere you can go. Otherwise, you can come up, just allowing yourself a sway side to side. This is for some hip openings. What can you do standing? You guys stay wherever you are. I can see just like one of you, obviously, but I know you're there, the other one. So the same thing can be done, just so you know, in like a squat position. So you could always be in like a squat position. And all we're gonna kind of do is just rotate like the body side to side. We're just kind of swaying side to side. So however you feel you wanna go, and also kind of lift that foot, create some movement in the hips. You guys keep going, whether you're seated or not. We're eventually gonna meet in standing. And I'm gonna just reposition myself so that you guys can see me. You guys keep moving wherever you are. And we're gonna lengthen ourselves a little bit up. So when you're ready, slowly start to rise. If you're in that squat position, slowly start to come up to the top. Otherwise, meet me at the top. And now we're gonna think about this. Once you think about lengthening yourself all the way up, we've talked about the Marriott like a puppet string, right? Lifting ourselves up. Your power stance would be here. What we're gonna do is place our hands in front of us, and we're slowly gonna rotate the hips to one side. Like we're stirring a pot with our hips. Seems like a really simple move, right? Wait for about 15 seconds. Slight knee bend. And anytime you can take your hands down towards your hips. I want you to rotate the other side. And now we're gonna lengthen all the way back and all the way forward and all the way back. Tipping forward from the hip. If you wanna stay up here, kind of like a hula hoop, right? Kind of like just doing this over and over. If you had a hula hoop, think about it. How would you move? How would you rotate your torso? How would you move those hips, right? Hold, and now the other way. Can you lengthen yourself to the back of the room, to the front of the room, to the back of the room, to the front of the room? And another time, the other way. Wonderful. Last one. All right, let's really shake it out. Bring the knee towards the chest if you can. Please hold either underneath or at the shin, not at the knee joint, please. Lengthen through this leg, brace. This is balance. Feet are active. Foot is facing the floor. Toes are active.
Yes, sir. I understand. You did? Okay.
All right, stay there, please. Breathe in. Find something not moving in your house or at whatever you're staring at. For 3, for 2, for 1, and release down. We're gonna switch feet. I'm gonna put everyone on mute. I keep hearing something, so I'm gonna put everyone on mute. Make sure you guys stay muted just for the class if possible for feedback.
Okay, let me ask you, since
I'm gonna hold. Deep breath in, stay with your focus. Whoa. One side might be a little bit stronger than the other. Lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the neck. Find something not moving, please. Eye gaze is there, looking forward. Trust yourself for 3, for 2, and release. Wonderful. Come down towards the ground. We're gonna start to rotate side to side with these arms just a little bit, keep a nice bend. And we're gonna start that figure 8 we've done before. So we come down and we come up. We go down to come up. We lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the arms. If you can, stretch them as long as they can safely. But if you want a little bend, that's fine. Now, if you can, try to lift your foot each time. Lifting the foot and pointing the foot, and lifting the point, and there you go. Point and lift, and point and lift. Now, what if we let our eye gaze fall with the arms? Safely protect your neck by bracing that core all through the spine. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1, and release. Ah, wonderful. Shake it out. Get a sip of water if you need it. I like that you guys are having to go for water. Little sip of water. Now it's time for some work towards the ground. If you get a little dizzy or feel a little lightheaded, please do not stay down with your head, okay? Stay up then. We'll find a different stretch to do. But if so, I want you to try to slowly brace the core. Knees are facing out towards the toes. We're going to slowly just tip forward from the hip. We're going to bring ourselves towards the ground. Now, do you need to come all the way down here? Absolutely not. You can just kind of stay somewhere in the middle if you want to just let yourself hang. You can also keep your head up a little bit if you want. Otherwise, we're just going to let ourselves drape across this mat and floor. Lengthening through the spine and all the way down those hamstrings. Like you're painting a picture. Now, I'm going to try something new. I want you to listen. I want you to write your name with your hands. So please write your name with your hands. So when you go through the letters, like for me, it's going to be A, and then it's going to be N, and then it's going to be N. A hyphen. I don't care if you do capital or lowercase. How big the letters are. The goal is to stay down for about 30 seconds and slowly raise back up. Now I'm gonna come close for a second. Does anyone feel a little out of breath from that? Come close to you guys. You thumbs up if you can feel that. Yeah, good. All right, I want you to stay down. I want you to brace your core. I want you to squeeze through your bottom, okay, when you're doing this. Now I want you to write the day of the week. It's Wednesday. You're gonna test my spelling. You can spell this to yourself, but give yourself about 30 seconds towards the mat. The option, watch. The option is just gonna be to draw the letters with each arm in the sky. We all get this, right? We're all getting the concept of lengthening. It's just something different, okay? So whatever way you gotta write the word Wednesday, if it's Friday to you, you can make it Friday. Next 30 seconds, let's do it, all right? Lots of circles if you're in lower cases. Maybe some lines if you're in upper cases. You have to squeeze your bottom and glute. You've got to create a good squat position going on to allow yourself to get down, to get back up. Slowly raise yourself back up. How do we do that? We know that, right? We have to brace that core, dig those heels in, feel the power through this mat all the way, boost all the way out, all the way up to the top, right? That's what we're gonna do. Now, how about your favorite number or a number, any number, whatever number you want to write. I'm going to try the number 77. That'll take a little longer. Try to make it last about 30 seconds. Let's go back down, but this time I'm gonna just do my arms. The mind is amazing. The body and brain are trying to work together, creating in space shapes and lines. Shake yourself out wherever you are. You're gonna meet me back. And when you're ready with your number, I want us to please come to the floor in a 90-90 position. That means we know what this is, either the swan pose or the leg is here and this is here for like the number 4. So either you're here with your arms outside, both feet staying active, and or you can tuck yourself in and start into swan position, sitting yourself onto the hip. Yep. Protecting the knee with the legs straight back. Tucking the toes under. That's up to you. I'm going to stay in the modification today on purpose. My hips are really tight today. Lots of walking. I need to make sure I'm shifting my hips towards the front, because what I'm going to do now is typically we go forward, right? We're not doing that today. We're going to shift ourselves towards this knee. So whatever knee is in the front, just the eye gaze is over the knee. The chest is towards the knee, opening up the shoulder. Now we're going to walk out. Whoa. Anybody feel that? You should. Slowly let yourself lower, 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 if you can, towards head, towards the floor or mat. Pushing through. If you feel a pull in this hip flexor, the other side, okay? Just bring your knee in a little closer and not allow for so much room. That's the tightness in those hips, okay? Or you can just stay going towards the front. A lot of times our hips that we're stretching the opposite way, this is the tight. So make sure you pay attention to that, please. It's your body, it's your day, it's your move. Your level might be right here. That might be right at the point where you're like, no more than that, please. It may be with your nose all the way down to the ground. Walk yourself back up. Take and open yourself towards that back foot, active foot. Make sure you can wiggle those toes and look towards the other side. Shoulders, watch away from the ears. And release slowly. All right, let's safely take ourselves forward if possible. Shift those hips towards the front. Goalpost arms or even cactus arms. We're going to tip forward this way. So now we're going to tuck our chin to chest and you're coming towards the front. Remember, everybody's kind of like boiling point, right? Where you're going to feel this is going to be different. So make sure you pay attention to that for yourself, please. If sitting down in a cross-leg position and just tipping forward a little bit is where you are today, that's awesome. You guys are amazing for showing up. For 3, for 2, and slowly raise yourself up. Safely bring this leg around, brace that core as you release to the other side. Switching the leg that is in front, if need be. If your hips are very tight, this is not going to be easy. So don't expect it to be. It comes with time. Life, stress, a lot of times we hold it in our neck, mouth, jaw, and our hips are a huge place we hold it. If you can, turn your chest towards the knee. Open up. Eye gaze is over the knee. And you're gonna slowly walk yourself out towards that angle just a little bit. Safely protect the spine by bracing yourself. And pay attention to your twist. Twists can be very intense and very, very healing. But they can also be a very deep stretch. And I wanna make sure you guys are paying attention to where you are today, please. 1 little inch makes a big difference. So even dropping down for a few seconds and then raising yourself back up. Breath is everything. Any kind of pull here, please pay attention to. Bring that knee closer if need be. Now open yourself slowly back up to rise. Open yourself up towards the other shoulder, looking over, keeping those toes active. Slowly come to center and release. Safely bringing this leg up and over. Wonderful. If you have a foam roller, great. If you don't, then you're just going to do a self-massage for a second here. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a break. If you have a foam roller, you could just let both calves kind of drop down onto this foam roller, rolling them out little by little. If we don't have foam rollers, I suggest it be something I honestly feel very strongly about. If you can order it, or if you just, it's one of those investments for yourself. I'm going to probably get back to a longer foam rolling class next Wednesday. I'm going to tell you ahead of time I decided so that you guys know that it's going to be foam rolling. I stuck away from it for a couple weeks and got back to it this week and have noticed such an amazing ability to move better. So I'll every probably 5 to 6 weeks go through foam rolling again so you guys are familiar with it. I don't want to overtake it every class. If you don't have a foam roller, what can you be doing that is just truly effective? You're going to take and see this meaty part of your calf. You're going to use your fingertips to get into this fascia to break it up. You're trying to improve blood circulation, and there's parts that get tight or a little bit of knots. We're trying to work through those muscles, those tendons, all that stuff that we can around. You can drag your fingertips up and down, onto, up and down, onto the skin and down. Or if you have your pants on, that's fine too. Knuckles can dig in safely, not too hard. You see, I'm moving this all around, like all this stuff right here. This is good. Move this around. Don't be afraid to kind of pat it a little bit. Move it around. There's nothing wrong with that. And then how about in this area? Anybody feel this area gets really tight? Fingertips or thumbs, kind of dig in and take some time here. You're gonna feel it go all the way down into this area. I have like sometimes there's like a little tingling. If I go to here, like in a good way, I'll feel from here all the way down into the arch of the foot. And then all the way back up. We're only gonna stay here for a couple minutes, not very long. Like I said, if you have a foam roller, you can do the same thing. Otherwise, do the other leg. We'll be here for about another 2 minutes on these calves. For me, I'm just gonna slowly roll the bottom part of my calf out. That's the part that's real tight. I wanna kind of give ourselves a break, our breath a break, our knees, our arms. Rolling side to side on that foam roller, nice and easy. The other leg, if I go to, I'm just face this way for a second. Same kind of thing. Slow and controlled movements, forward and back. Make sure you're looking at your leg, looking at your muscles, looking at what you're doing, okay? Then we can rotate side to side, like an east and west position, 4 side to side. Just take my breath away. And then I'm gonna go towards the top a little bit. Find a spot that has a little bit of a knot. I want you to take a deep breath in, whether it's with your fingertips or with a foam roller. Allow yourself to melt into whatever space you are right now. And slowly release, circling your feet one way, whatever you are on the floor or on a foam roller, and then circling your feet the other way. And take your feet down towards the ground. I'm gonna check the time. I literally have no concept of, like, the class goes so fast sometimes. Oh my gosh, it's 1 minute away. Are you kidding me? How did that pass so fast? All right. Let's go back into where we started then. Let's just take our knees as wide as a mat if you can. Let's go back into a child's pose. Stretch our arms towards the front. The biggest breath you've taken all to, like, right now at 12:50. I want you to take a breath. Inhale in and release. Every one of these stretches, make an intention to try to do at least 15 to 20 minutes a day if possible, you guys. Heal the body, heal the mind, heal the self. It says, once I saw a healthy self, heal thyself. Same kind of letter, same kind of word. So thank you for joining me. Healthy self. You can look at healthy self, literally the words HEALTHY, healthy self, or heal thyself. Same word. 2 different ways of looking at it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you Monday at noon for Monday Mobility.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great job today, you guys. Great job. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.